And finally, the questionnaires, much like the special purpose records, the questionnaires could be filled by the actual end users themselves. Sometimes we do that. Sometimes they fill it on by themselves. And then it's more like surveys. I mean, the things that you get popped on in the bottom or the top when you're trying to use some new website. How do you rate this? Do you like this? How is it going? Or even WhatsApp, for instance, after you make a call, if you make an audio call or video call to somebody, you get a small little thing that says that rate the quality of your call. So you actually get to choose between 1 and 5 stars. Simple way of getting your feedback. So, and then once you do something like that, even Skype asks you, for example, says rate your experience, and then it says how was the quality of the call. I could not hear the other person cannot hear me, there was background noise, all these things. They're trying to collect. This is all sort of questionnaire. They're all different kind of data gathering. So what they're trying to understand is how good their product is performing across different usages, across different users, and then they gather, and then they say that, okay, this is how it is. But to be honest, how much of value it is going to give to them is important, because it does not really give you the actual root cause of the problem. It actually gives you what the problem is. So questionnaires really are suitable, again, for gathering limited information of people's views. It's not about, so for example, if somebody says, my dishwasher has actually stopped working after buying for 3 months, after 3 months, it just stopped working. And that's a problem. You get to know that there's a problem. And then you can ask why. And people don't write, unfortunately, most of the questionnaires don't get responded. People don't have the time, or they don't have the inclination to write loads of big answers. So all you get is that tick off that on checkbox or the radio button. That's it. They don't have much time to actually spend, or trying to give you the information in detail about the problem, why it has come, or what could be the potential solution. So you should consider that as the limitation of the questionnaire. It won't give you too much information about the problem, and that can only be obtained by the workshops, by the user tests. Those are the ones which you could use to get to this information about the how, the why, where, when. The observations will give you where and when, how it is happening in the context of it, the environment, everything you can actually give. So you need to use different set of techniques and different permutations and combinations to get to what you need to do as an analyst for coming out with the problem space, and then bridging that problem space into the solution space. And the question is, again, requires you need to have some proper study, proper analysts trying to devise a question. Not everyone can actually devise a questionnaire. With Google Forms and these kind of things nowadays, SurveyMonkey, Google Forms nowadays, you can actually create your own surveys. You can actually say that, would you like to take this? Click, and then you actually have the form open, and people can actually click, done. Form is completed, and they can send it. It's all in a few clicks. But the point is how well that is really serving your purpose of collecting the data. What kind of data you would like to gather? What kind of decisions you would like to make? Is it about the product usage? Is it about a new concept that you would like to test? Is it about some issues that the actual end customers are facing? Is it that for example, their boiler is not working? What could be the reason why it is happening? Is it a specific instance? You can't get all those why, when, and where kind of answers to those questions. All you can get is maybe a few things where they say, I got this problem in winter. Come winter, the first month, my boiler breaks down. That's it. It doesn't give you any more than that. So that's when you would need to use that particular data that you have at that time to understand, if you want to use that. Okay, there's a problem here. That's true. We got that to that level. Then you need to step on the top of that, and then be able to actually understand and dive deeper and deeper to get to the next level. So that's what is the questionnaire really helpful for. It's not really helpful beyond that. And also, as we discussed, it's always a challenge that people don't like to give back. There's a response rate of, I think, hardly 3 or 7% for all these surveys. So imagine you sending out to 100 people the questionnaires. All you can get is perhaps 3 or 5 people responding. Yeah, and even that also is not really helpful, the data that you get. So just bear that in mind. So that's why this is actually kind of useful for mass mailing, mass marketing, where you've got thousands and millions of people. Then it's easy to kind of send it off. But then if you really want to get detailed insights, then I think that's not really helpful. That's where workshops, interviews, observation, focus group discussions, they're limited. They actually, even though they are limited in number, you're not really talking to millions of people, but then the reach is just about 6 to 10 people, but still you get a lot of insights that actually help you to take a decision.